awesome. It took me 2 years, but now I can pronounce his name. It's true. Here's Giglio!
Thanks, Matt. Thanks everyone before me and everyone after me. This is a great crowd. Thanks everyone here. Well, you know I'm divorced. Well, you know that because of the shirt I'm wearing. There was no one to tell me, you're not going out in that shirt, are you? So, turns out it's actually also my I'm not getting laid tonight shirt. Well, maybe, what? Maybe there's hope. But, you know, getting divorced, it's really hard, and it takes a lot to get used to. When you're driving, there's no one to tell you where to go. So I bought one of those talking GPS systems. You know, turn right in 50 feet. And, you know, I never liked when my wife told me, you know, what to do, so now I just kind of blow past when the GPS tells me what to do. You know, turn right in 50 feet. You know, no, I'm going the other way. It's like, and your mother's a bitch. But it turns out that the GPS was right. Kind of just like my wife. But I can't even win an argument with the machine. So, but you know, I was married a long time, and dating, you know, it's a new thing. Last time I dated was 1978, and that's not funny. Come on. In 1978, HIV was an English king. Now it means I gotta put Henry in armor. And Brazilian was a nut. Right? It's hard. It's hard. You know, and dating these, you know, 40-something-year-old Virginian women gives new meaning to the words old enough to shave. Whoa, no groan. But I'll tell you, the biggest difference is ecstasy. Ecstasy in 1978 was when your girlfriend swallowed. And now, ecstasy, actually, it's still when your girlfriend swallows. I don't care what you say. So, the other thing that's really different is, you know, 1978, when you're up all night, you're having, you know, sex. Now, it means that I had a latte at lunch. So, you know, dating's kind of scary. And so it was a long time. And, you know, a lot of guys think that, you know, there isn't that big, right? But, you know, so I was worried about that. And so I figured, I'm gonna be smart. I'll date midgets. And it's like, Lou, you're so tall. Lou, your hands are so big. Oh, Lou, you're hung. Like one of us. Oh, yeah. But, you know, I'm 48, and I'm kind of worried that I'm too old to date, you know? You know when you're getting old, when you go to the doctor and they start shoving things up your ass. And it starts innocently, it's just a finger, right? Or you hope it's a finger. Right? And, you know, and you hope you don't like it. And you hope that second hand on your shoulder is the nurse. Right? But, you know, when you turn 40, they do something called the flexible sigmoidoscopy. And that's, yeah. Are you that? No, you're not. No. It's 18 inches. And, you know, the doctor, you know, puts it right up your butt. And so there you are, you know, you're kind of like, your hairy ass is up in the air, and there's this incredibly beautiful nurse standing there. And, like, they start putting this thing up your ass, and you think, oh my God, if I get a Woody. I was like, I want to have a Woody, because, and it's like, no, I can't have a Woody. And so he starts putting this up, and I got a talky doctor. And, you know, well, at least he didn't, like, say, you know, like, oh, I love my job so much, I really don't know why you pay me. But he starts talking to me, and he's shoving this thing up my ass. And he goes, oh, Mr. Giglio, what do you do for a living? And I go, I'm a financial analyst. And he goes, oh, that's really interesting. Where do you work? It's like, Bear Stearns. He goes, oh, wow, what a coincidence. My neighbor works at Bear Stearns. Do you know Dennis Jones? I was like, Dennis has been up my ass. I mean, yeah, I know that. Yeah, I know Dennis. Yeah, he's head of banking. Yeah. Yeah. So, I did start dating finally, and I started doing Match.com. And they got all these questions. You know, what's your favorite movie? What's your favorite book? What would be your ideal date? Took me 4 hours to make up all this shit. I mean, my wife wasn't there to tell me what I thought. And there are all these rules with Match.com. 4 dates, you get sex. That's the most important rule. I figured that out after all these 3-date relationships. Yeah. So, but I think I actually am kind of a little too old for sex because now I choose my sexual positions by what hurts and what doesn't hurt. There are 97 positions in the Kama Sutra, and I can do 5. 2 require a spotter. So I was having sex, and the woman got a little playful, and she slapped me on my ass. My hip went out. And I'm going like, I go, ah! And she goes, take it! Take it! And I'm dying. I'm dying. And so I'm trying to kind of get it back in. And I'm wiggling back and forth and side to side. And she's getting hotter and hotter and more excited, and more excited, and more excited. And she's going, oh, fuck me, Lou, fuck me! I'm the tears start coming down my eyes. And so she, I'm whatever, and so she finally comes. And I think, thank God. And so I fake it. Huh. And oh my God, that was great. And she goes, Lou, that was our first simultaneous orgasm. What are you thinking right now? And I'm thinking, I've fallen and I can't get up. I'm thinking, you came and I need to go to the hospital. I'm thinking, I wasted a Viagra on this. So, but I actually did meet a nice woman, and we've been dating. But the first thing you do is you exchange some witty emails, and we both didn't like friends. And then we have some scintillating conversations, and we both didn't like friends. And then you meet in a public place. And I suggested Starbucks, a latte. That's why I can stay up all night. But so she said, well, let's go for a walk in the park. I'm like, a walk in the park? So we meet at Great Falls, and we meet, and we're chatting, and I'm like, this is really weird. I mean, is she a stalker? Is her favorite movie Silence of the Lambs? I go, Kim, I don't get this. I'm from New York. We go in the woods. I could kill you. If my hip didn't hurt, I could throw you over the falls. And no one would ever know. And she goes, oh, no, I have protection. And she pulls out this whistle. It's in the shape of a penis. I've never seen a whistle in the shape of a penis. She puts it up to her mouth, and she goes, I got this for my 40th birthday. Well, some of my girlfriends gave it to me. And she goes, oh, here, blow. I'm like, no, I'm not blowing. It's like, look, I might live in D.C., but I'm not a whistleblower. But I'll tell you that, one thing has not changed with all the women, in all these years. And it's how they dump you. It's still kind of like, oh, Lou, you're such a nice guy, we can still be friends. Right? And there's one difference. Now it's on IM, and they end it with TTFE. Ta-ta forever. Thanks very much. That's my time.